Pepsi.
Hey, has it boiled yet?
I'm actually drinking it right now.
Is it warm?
I put some ice cubes in it. It's like it's like flat as fuck.
Flat Pepsi.
Flat as fuck.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Press Start Podcast. This is episode 23, and as always, I am one of your co-hosts, Quick Freeze 4.
Don't worry, I'll handle the bad guys.
And also, as always, I am here with the awesome, purple-loving, big hamburger-eating MrTechnoSqueek.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
How are you, Techno?
Oh, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm having fun, though.
I'm glad you're having fun, but why don't you know if you're alright or not?
Because I don't know if that fish I ate just a minute ago was still good to eat. So, but right now, I'm good.
He passes out later on.
You say the most random stuff.
I know.
I know.
I'm glad it takes pride in it. But, as always, we have a wonderful, fantastic guest tonight, and that is the one, the only, Mr. Nostalgic Dan.
My lord, please don't take this idiot so seriously.
And how are you, Dan?
Yay. I'm so honored to be on, guys. I mean, total big fan. Like, I'm a little nervous right now. I got like goosebumps. Getting to talk to Grimace and the one, the only Cliva. Been listening since day one, guys. You know, been following the podcast nonstop. And man, I just love everything you guys do. Your segments are awesome. The news, yes. But that Nostalgic Dan, man, I don't know. You might need to consider replacing him sometime.
Yeah,
a little annoying.
Techno and I have been talking, and we kind of want to get rid of Nostalgic Dan. He's kind of lame. He never really takes off his beanie, so, you know, like,
Yeah,
we can't have a guy like that on the podcast. So.
Exactly.
So, who knows? If we get rid of him, we could always have you on as a permanent guest. How about that?
I would love that.
All right, so. All right, why don't we get into games we've been playing, and we'll start with our guest.
Sweet. It's about time. You guys never let the guest start.
Well, you know, they're not really interesting, but now we have a very interesting guest.
Yeah.
And to all past guests, I totally apologize. I don't really mean that.
Yeah, Clive could be an ass sometimes.
Hey!
Those ponies are a bad influence on you.
Dude, I put up a nice pony picture for you guys, and you guys shot it down before even giving it a chance.
It was the scariest thing I've ever saw.
Dude, it's a Rainbow Dash, a very athletic pony with a very sad face, and you didn't like that. I was like, seriously, it's a very sad pony, and you guys like, no, get that shit off.
My life is ruined!
I'm gonna have nightmares.
I'm just gonna think of ponies.
It's a fucking pony. You can't have nightmares from a pony.
Yeah,
Those eyes,
I can't.
Those eyes are the
Those
creepiest.
damn eyes.
They stare into your soul, man. Like they know all your deep, dark secrets.
Going to love me!
You know what? You guys suck. Just gonna say that right now. You guys suck. And you might as well just get into games we've been playing, because I don't really want to talk to you anymore.
I know. We'll let you go last or something so you can recuperate
I am.
from your heartbreak.
I'm crying right now.
I apologize, but that My Little Pony marathon should cheer you up. So yeah, games we've been playing recently. Guest time. Woo. It's about time. So, guess what, guys? Are you prepared for this? I don't know if you're
No.
prepared.
I am not.
Mario Kart 7 3DS.
Oh my God.
A big shocker. It gets the
I
record.
would have never guessed that.
I know, you never saw that coming, did you, huh?
Nope.
But yeah, of course, more Mario Kart 7. It's not a week without some Mario Kart 7. And, you know, I even though I haven't been playing nearly as much as like I have been, I'm still enjoying it, and definitely want to try and crack the top 3 rankings soon in the YouTube community, which is totally doable, but totally still enjoying myself with the game. I'll probably play some more this weekend. But yeah, same old with Mario Kart. And on the 360, the big one, while everyone's playing the sequel to it, I'm old school. So I'm playing Final Fantasy XIII. No
Yay!
Dash 2. I don't know what Dash 2 is. But on the Final Fantasy XIII on the 360, and I'm like 50 hours in pretty much. And last time I said I was stuck on this like really overpowered boss. And I level grinded for like a couple more hours and got my characters like super beefed up, like they're insanely strong. And we just kicked his ass like the first time right back, so that felt really good. Finally making progress, so I'm getting super close to the end. Hope to wrap that up, but I don't know, it gets complicating because I'm kind of getting addicted to another RPG, which I'll mention. But I just recently played this next game actually, before we started recording, and that is the UK import by Rising Star Games. Dodonpachi Resurrection is a cave bullet hell shmup, originally released in Japan, and that version is region locked, but if you import the Rising Stars version from UK, it's region free, and you get a soundtrack CD, which is pretty sweet. And it's a bullet hell shmup, so if you don't know what that is, it's like a shmup where there's an insane amount of enemies and bullets, like literally covering the entire screen, if you can imagine that. And it's really about like pattern memorization and like, you know, being really, you know, maneuverable. But this is actually a really good shmup. I mean, we all know about the like other region-free cave shmups like Mushihime-sama and Espalaguda, but I didn't want those because I knew those are good, but like Dodonpachi is like regarded as one of the great shmups by Cave, like one of their best works, and I'm so glad they didn't bring it out yet in America, and it's not out in America, but at least you can import it region free and play it on your American 360. It's an amazing game, even though it is regarded as probably one of the most challenging shmups that they ever made, so it is insanely hard. Like, I cannot imagine people beating this with like no continues. I beat the game. It took like 25, half an hour. You know, it's not too long. It's arcade shmup, so it's got different modes, like a 360 version with like improved graphics, a range mode, and there's different difficulties. And I think I used like, I want to say maybe 8 to 10 continues around there, and that was on normal difficulty, so it even gets even harder. It is insane. Like, it just, the sheer amount of enemies on screen is absolutely ridiculous at times, and the bosses and like their bullet patterns is absolutely over the top. But you get to choose between multiple ships which have different shots, and you can choose like a beam or like spread shots and stuff like that. It's an awesome game. I'm definitely happy I finally picked it up. I'll probably play some more this weekend, try and clear the game with all the different ships in there. But
This sounds like Death Smiles.
it's from Caves. Cave created Death Smiles.
Yeah. It's a great game.
This one's a vertical scrolling shooter, so like a Raiden Fighters or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's sweet. I mean, Death Smiles is okay, but man, Dodonpachi, my god. It's awesome. And the soundtrack is awesome, which I'm glad I have. But another RPG, which, you know, I popped in casually this last weekend and didn't really think too much of it. Like, I'm like, oh, I'll try this game out. Like, I haven't played it. I want to try it out for at least a couple of hours. And I knew it was kind of a bad idea because I had this small feeling, like I have a feeling I'm going to get addicted to this if I start playing this. And I did, and that's Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 on the PlayStation 2. My god, what an awesome RPG. Like, yeah, Final Fantasy 13 might take a backseat to this game for a little bit because I just can't get enough of this game. Like, the music is incredible. It's an RPG involving, like, you play the character, so it's not like a set character. You get to name the character. But you play this character who's new to this Japanese high school, and he's got this, like, ability to summon, like, personas, as they call them, by using a evoker, which evoker looks like a gun, and they point the guns to your heads and shoot to summon like moves and all that in their personas. So but it's a simulation game too at the same time, like especially with P3, like it's simulation mixed with RPG. So like if you can imagine like The Sims meets like an RPG dungeon crawler, that's kind of what Persona 3 is, because it's really, really strong with relationship building. So you build relationships with all these new characters, make friends with all these new people from school, and you get to join like, clubs and like sports teams and whatnot, and you have to manage that in your daily life with, doing dungeon crawling. So like the stronger your bonds, the better personas you can create later on, and the better your teammates will do in battle. But the interesting thing is like it revolves around like a day-to-day routine and weekly routine and all that. But at midnight you go into like these dungeon crawling, like at the dark hour as they call it, and you choose your team and go into there, and typical dungeon crawler, go around these dungeons and fight monsters and try and progress up and up and up in the floors. And the interesting thing is that it randomly generates dungeons. Like every single floor is always randomly generated. It's never the same. Like even if you like clear one floor completely one night, it'll be completely different the next night. So that's really interesting, and you just try and keep going as far and far, up and up and up as much as you can. But the interesting thing is the more you fight, like you can't just fight forever in the dungeon. Your characters will eventually get weak and tired, and they'll say, "Oh, I'm tired." And once they're tired, they'll actually leave, and like they won't fight anymore for you. But it's really interesting. In dungeons, you can give them like order commands, so you can have the team split up, and you can be by yourself and like fight by yourself. But you can have them split up and scout the dungeon, look for treasure and whatnot. It's really, really in depth, like really extremely in depth. The level design, the monsters are really creepy and like weird, and the moves are really interesting, and it's a really addicting game, like so in depth with everything. Like the simulation aspect is incredibly in depth, and the RPG aspect is incredibly in depth, and like the personas adds like this Pokemon-esque kind of aspect where you collect personas, different personas, like hundreds of them, and you can breed them and combine multiple personas to get a completely brand new powerful persona. So it gets extremely addicting. You have simulation with like Pokemon, with RPG, like all those combined creates a super addicting RPG experience. So definitely want to play some more of that. I really love that game. So that's pretty much all the games I've been playing recently. So what have you been playing, Techno?
I've been playing some Mario Kart not online, single player, to unlock more characters. I finally unlocked Shy Guy, so that's awesome. I don't know who else I have left, so yeah. I have Shy Guy, Me's already there. I forget who you unlock before Shy Guy. So, anyways, some Sonic Pocket Adventure on Neo Geo Pocket Color, which is a fun game. I need to get more games for that. That's the only one I have. And Tuesday came around, and Jak and Daxter came out.
Yay!
Oh yeah, just been playing that for so long, and I'm trying to 100% it. I might try the 100% 2 and 3, but right now I'm just doing the first game. So yeah, that is all I've been playing. Cliva?
Are you gonna live stream that Jak and Daxter?
After talking to Pete, I'm gonna decide to wait. I decided to wait till I get a better capturing device, because when I did like a test last Saturday, and the sound was horrible. So, yeah. I will tell you guys when I get a new capturing device and all that jazz.
Okay. But alright, the games I've been playing, as always, I've been playing more Mario Kart. Getting pretty close to Golden Cart. I'm only about like maybe 400 coins away. So, nothing really special about it. I've said enough about the game. I've been playing Back to the Future, the game for the PS3, and it's actually a really great game, you guys. If you guys are a fan of the Back to the Future movies, I recommend this game. It's like a simple point-and-click game, but it's just really, really fun. They got all the voice actors back, except for Michael J. Fox, because I guess he didn't want to do it. But the guy who does do his voice for Marty McFly does it really spot on. And it's really cool. Like, it kind of like, the whole game is meant to like tell you a story. Like, and what I mean by that is like, it give you, like, if you get stuck in the game, like, you know, obviously there's like a hint system where, like, you know, maybe if you go visit him, this will happen. But the way that like the hint system works, they give you like 3 or 4 like different hints, and by like the 4th hint, they basically tell you straight out what exactly you have to do. So you could basically not really put any thought at all into this game. You can basically just keep hitting the hint system, and it'll tell you exactly what you gotta do. So you can just kind of like go through the story, know the story, and not really put that much thought into it. But I highly encourage you to like try to figure out. But it's a really great game, and I do recommend picking it up on like, you know, the actual physical like disc, just so you can have all 5 episodes all in one. Oh, I've been playing The Little Mermaid for the NES. I just got this yesterday, and the game's made by Capcom, and it's actually a really good game. It's kind of like a what do you consider? It's kind of like a shmup, like a shoot 'em up, where you control Ariel, and you have to go through the levels just like, and you controls just kind of like R-Type or not Galaga, but one of those horizontal shooters, but not as fast. And you play as Ariel, and your only weapon in the game is bubbles, which you shoot at like fish, and when you hit the fish with these different bubbles, you basically trap them inside these bubbles, and then you can pick up those bubbles and use those fish trapped in the bubbles as like weapons. You can throw the bubbles at other fish and kill them. And there's like different collectibles in the game, like you can collect different pearls and different seashells, and mainly for points. The game is actually fairly easy, though. I got the game yesterday in the mail from LukeyGames.com, and I was actually able to beat it within like 20 to 30 minutes. But I recommend it. Like, Capcom really made awesome NES games that were based on the Disney franchise. And the last game I've been playing is I just picked up Phantasy Star Zero for the DS. This game was recommended. Yeah, the game was recommended to me by Holly, and I honestly only put about maybe 45 minutes into the game because I literally just picked it up maybe like 2 hours ago. And so far of it, it's okay. Like, the only thing I've done so far is just go into the first area and level up to like level 4. So I don't have that much to say about the game because I really don't know anything about it at all. So she said once I get to like level 6, I'm able to play with people online. So I can't wait to do that. And I don't know what else I've been playing. I think that's about it, guys. All the games I've been playing.
Yeah, I had Phantasy Star Zero, but it was kind of boring because I didn't have anyone I knew to play with.
Yeah.
So I had to play with random people.
Oh, wow, I can't believe I just forgot about this one. I finished fucking Final Fantasy XIII-2. And I gotta say, it's an okay game. It's a little bit better than the first one, but not by much. If you guys, if for people who are playing the game right now and they're still kind of like on the fence about it, I'll tell you right now, the more you play through the game, the more complex the story gets. But the story does get really good near the end. It explains a lot of backstory of both the Noel and the Sarah character. And the combat system, it's the same as Final Fantasy XIII. Nothing's really changed. But like what I liked most about it was just doing the main story and also the side quests. The side quests really add to like the whole bulk of the game. So, but like, I wouldn't really recommend this to anybody because, like I said, it's just an okay game. And it took me about 24 hours to beat the entire game. It took me 21 hours to get to the final boss with 3 hours of grinding. And I don't want to give away the ending, but the ending was totally a twist. Like, it kind of actually almost pissed me off. So, if you guys are like looking forward to beating this game, I just want, don't expect much. It's an okay game. I recommend you guys just wait for like $20, especially if you're like Final Fantasy fans. So, but yeah, it's an okay game. That's all I gotta say about it. That's it. I don't know what do you guys want to do next?
Technology pisses me off.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Like, for our listeners that don't like understand what happened, we, especially Dan and myself, we've been having like a lot of technical difficulties within like the last 24 hours for this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to go ahead and explain any of that, Dan, but
Yeah, the listener right now, you can definitely understand that this is probably one of the most frustrating episodes we've ever had to record. Like, we tried to record on our normal date, and my recording software wasn't working properly like it has been for all these past episodes. So, like, literally I have to keep uninstalling and reinstalling the program, and I'm losing my voice, I'm getting sick, and then Clive can talk about what happened to him.
yeah, I don't know what happened on my end, but during the first 20 minutes of recording this podcast, my computer completely froze up, crashed itself, and it actually refused to boot up for some god awful reason. And this was actually yesterday. So you're hearing my reaction 24 hours later. And what happened? I just I was like, it's really late. Screw it. I'm going to bed. We'll record the podcast tomorrow. And like I turned on my computer today, and it worked perfectly fine. So I don't even know why it crashed. But I explained it to a couple coworkers of mine and told them what happened, and they suggested I open it up and see if it's all dusty and especially around the graphics card, maybe it's overheating because there's a lot of dust in there. And I'll tell you right now, there was quite a bit of dust in there, so I think that was mainly the issue, that the graphics card was overheating and it was just crashing the computer. I could be wrong, but my computer is working fine right now, which I hope it stays that way.
Yeah.
But Dan and I have been having a lot of technical difficulties within the last 24 hours, and we're both kind of at our wits' end.
I know. Both losing our patience very fast.
Yeah, so I'm gonna apologize for both of us if we kind of seem a little
unenthusiastic.
Yeah, unenthusiastic, blah, whatever. That's the reason, because we're kind of a little annoyed at technology right now, but
Yeah.
we'll do our best. So
Yeah, definitely try. And for you, Clive, I have one of those compressed air cans, so maybe just go to the store and try and find one of those and just spray it out really good.
yeah, you know what? That I had one, and I used a can to spray out all the dust. I did that in my desktop and my laptop just to make sure. And like I said, there was a lot of dust in there, and hopefully that was the main issue. And now that the dust is all cleared out, hopefully it's fixed it and my computer won't crash anymore. So.
Do we want to get into some gaming news? I guess I'll go real quick since I have just like two news articles. One's involving Xenoblade Chronicles, and it is, no, this is the right way to do Japanese box art is the title of the article. So basically what Nintendo is doing is they're giving the Xenoblade fans a chance to pick out the game's alternate cover before it's released in North America. Only big difference, North America's covers are a lot better. So like basically if you can look back to like the PlayStation 2, they did this a lot with PS2 games and a couple on the Wii, but some covers, especially if they have like a deluxe edition, have like a reversible cover where they have two images. So like one's probably like the standard cover, which is gonna have like it's gonna have the standard Xenoblade cover, but on the inside it's gonna have some special artwork, so like a reversible artwork cover. So there's 4 images to choose from, and you can see them on Facebook. Actually, if you go to I think it's like Nintendo Wii's like page, they have all 4 images, and you can vote, and basically the one that gets the most votes is the one that wins, and they'll use it. So there's a couple of images, one of like, I don't know the guy's name, but he's just like sitting by a tree, it looks really nice. One where he's kind of staring off into this like kind of aurora, sunset kind of thing, and one with the entire party, which is really nice, and then one with they're in some random environment, which is kind of probably the weakest one, but they're all pretty beautiful, and it's just cool to think they're doing a reversible cover and they're letting the fans choose. So I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I like the one with the tree myself.
Yeah, I'm telling you, those trees, man. Those trees will do it.
Hey, I'm just saying, it's a good picture.
I just want one with just a tree only. Like that's
Just
it.
a tree only. This represents the entire game as this one tree.
Beautiful tree. But I have some big news actually, which made me really happy to read this, and it just came out today too. So, from Silicon Era, Radiant Historia reprint makes Atlas time-twisting RPG much more affordable. So yes, after all that struggle of asking the fans, it's official. They are going to do a reprint, and it's set for a late March reprint release. You can pre-order it technically on Amazon again for $35. And EB Games Canada and Amazon.ca. Doesn't say anything about GameStop, so I don't know about that. But this is what we've been waiting for so long. It's back to its normal price and not $100+ for a copy. So if you've been interested in this, like I have, definitely just mark your calendar. It's not a specific date; it just says late March sometimes. So just keep that in mind. Or if you've been interested in picking it up, just hold out a little bit longer and you can save money and get it brand new. It's regarded as probably one of the greatest RPGs to ever grace a handheld. Even up there with like Trials in the Sky and all that, it's one of the greatest ones ever made. And even up there as like the greatest RPG ever made for modern gen, which is a pretty big statement. It has, the big deal with Radiant Historia is it has this time traveling mechanic, so not necessarily like a Chrono Trigger, it's actually a little more in depth than that, where you have to go back in time and change events that actually affect history and all that, and it starts to get really overly complex, and it's really in depth with the time traveling mechanics, so, and it's a gorgeous game on the DS, so can't wait for that. I'm so happy they reprinted it. It just goes to show, you know, the testament of Atlas. Not many companies will be out there and just like, you know, realize that their game is, you know, out of print and it's being charged for almost $150. And, you know, other companies could care less, but Atlas sees that and like, maybe we should reprint it and let the fans have another chance at getting it. So just big thanks to Atlas for making this happen. Big thanks to the fans too, because the fans were a big part of this and saying we want this, and over like 1,000 likes on that one post when they made this. So big thanks to both. I'll definitely be trying to get this again. And I'm happy to possibly own it.
Now, since they're doing like another printing, I'm guessing this new printing won't come with the soundtrack?
No.
Yeah, probably not. Okay.
That was the first print run, and that's like super rare.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So yeah, so if you still wanted the soundtrack, you're still gonna have to pay like a lot of money, I guess.
Yeah, like literally, it's literally impossible to find one with a soundtrack CD. It's like next to impossible.
That's a shame.
Yeah. So that's pretty much my news. So I know you guys have some news.
Well, Blizzard is suing Valve for over Dota 2, and if you don't know what Dota is, it stands for Defense of the Ancients. It's a game that it's a mod that you mod Warcraft 3, and it changes the game up. So the reason why they're suing Valve, because it's sort of Blizzard's, game. They're suing over the name because it's pretty much Blizzard's creation, but it's not. It's actually just one guy or a couple of guys that love Warcraft 3 made Dota, and yeah. So, there hasn't really been much over that, but they're suing Valve, and so, I mean, Valve's not gonna be just pushed over. They're gonna fight back, I think. Anyways, but I don't know. Valve could just, think of a different name and keep all the characters in there. So, yeah. So, if you're playing Dota 2, it might have a name change. And my next one, which is really short, today is the 10th. Today, Bandai Namco, known as Namco Bandai in the West, revealed it's created a new studio called Bandai Namco Studio. It will be responsible for Tekken, Soul Calibur, Taiko no Tatsujin, Taiko no Tatsujin, and the Tales games, and the Gundam games. So, yeah, new studio, gonna be responsible for those titles. So, yeah, that is all.
I'm just happy to mention Tales Hub. That actually Tales has its own exclusive studio just for designing Tales only games. It's called Tales Studio. I wonder if they're gonna bring out more Taiko games.
We don't need them.
We need them. I need to beat my drum. I need to beat my big ass loud drum.
Giggity, giggity,
at midnight.
Alright, I got a few news stories too. PSN is getting a name change. You guys hear about this?
Wait, what?
No.
PSN is getting a name change.
Really?
Really. Sony has announced that come February 8th, the PlayStation Network will be changed to the Sony Entertainment Network.
You have
comments?
Yeah, I do. That's
right.
So shitty. Like,
why is that shitty?
Because it's for PlayStation.
Well, Sony is PlayStation.
I know, but
they're expanding basically.
Yeah,
they don't want it for PlayStation. It's going to be a broadband service where, like, I can predict this already. If you buy like a Sony HD TV, it's going to have Sony Entertainment Network in it. And you can buy like movies and TV shows, stuff like that. I predicted it's going to happen.
Yeah, trying to compete with Netflix.
Yeah, I can see this name change so they can cover a broader scale, and like maybe even music devices or like smartphones from them have like that new Sony network in it. They're expanding.
I'll probably still call it PSN just because it's easier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you can do that, but you don't have to worry because like your account and your passwords and all your different settings, they're all gonna stay the same. So there's no changes at all to your account or your settings at all. It's just a name change, so you don't have to worry about that. And this is mainly for the online services of the PlayStation 3 and the Vita, but the PSP it's still the network system for that is still going to be called the PlayStation Network. So I don't know if they're keeping it for the PlayStation Network for the PSP just because the PSP is pretty much going to die after the Vita, but that's just my opinion. I'm not, that's not a fact or anything. But yeah, it's just a name change. You're not going to have to change any credit card information or account information or anything like that. So calm down, Techno.
Yes.
I know you. What?
I'm pissed. Fuck. All right. Next story.
All right. Okay, the PlayStation 3 Vita version, the PlayStation 3 and Vita version of Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy X is not going to be a remake, but a remastering.
Yep, I heard about this.
All right. What have you heard?
I just heard that.
Okay. Well. Awesome.
I didn't really understand it though. Like remastering, remake.
Well, you know the differences, right?
No, that's what I just said.
Okay, well, basically a remake is remaking the game from the ground up, but they're going to add new things to it. Remastering is just taking the same game and not adding anything to it except for like maybe updated graphical visuals and stuff like that. So Square Enix's Shinji Hashimoto says that the game will simply be an HD remastering of the PS2 original rather than a full-fledged remake, which means no additional cutscenes, no additional voice acting, no extra dungeons. It's going to be the same exact game, but with HD, graphics, HD updates and stuff like that. So, I'm honestly still going to buy this, because I kind of liked Final Fantasy X, or X, or whatever you call it. Huh?
It's 10.
Yeah. Well, people call it the same. I've heard it called this two different ways. So yeah, like I've heard Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X. So the only thing I kind of wish they would do with the thing is put 10-2 with it, like make it a collection. But that might be like hoping for a little too much. I don't know.
I got a new subscriber.
It's awesome. Just breaking news.
Awesome
news. Techno got new subscribers.
That is so random.
just so the listeners, man, because that's important info. Right? Screw all this other news. That's the big info right there.
Dude, I got one like this morning too.
We're all losing subscribers, man. YouTube updated their stuff. We're all tanked.
Yeah. They're dropping all the dead subscribers.
Can you imagine some of the big people who have like maybe 50,000? They're probably losing close to almost 5,000 or something.
Wait,
I saw what?
Is that actually true?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's proven. I lost 30 subscribers.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because I mean, why would you want just like a dead account subscribe to you?
Yeah, it's good to know how many, exactly how many people are actually, watching you.
Well, some people like high numbers. That's the only reason I could see people being mad about this. You lose bragging rights. You can't be like, oh, I'm at 700 subscribers, but then you lose 50 subscribers because they're dead accounts. Now you're no longer 700 subscribers. It's basically bragging rights.
Yeah, for the people who were close to a milestone, maybe they're approaching 1,000, oh, I'll probably hit it this week, and then bam, they tanked by a bunch. And it's oh, it's gonna take longer. That's frustrating too.
Yeah. Personally, I don't care, but I could see why people would care. Because it's the same thing. If you think about it, it's the same thing about achievement points in Xbox. When I first got the Xbox, I wanted to get almost every single achievement there ever was, but now, honestly, I don't really care. I know they're two totally different things, but they're kind of the same thing if you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, whenever I found out they didn't do a damn thing, I was like, why are these even here?
It's bragging rights.
Yeah, it's pure bragging rights. So be very grateful that you just got that one subscriber during our podcast, Techno. Right?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
And
See,
whoever's
if Xbox Live, gamer points or whatever they're called, would get you like free shit, like I don't know, a free shirt from the Avatar shop or something, then maybe I'd care a little bit more. But
no, they
eh.
don't. They don't mean anything. They haven't.
I know. That's what I'm just saying. If they should do something like that because it's kind of just pointless to me.
Well, why? I don't understand. Why would they want? Why would they be willing to do that? What does Xbox get out of that?
They get more people playing their games. That means more money for them because more people are buying more games.
I guess. I guess if Xbox was offering me a free Avatar shirt for reaching so many gamer score, I wouldn't give a shit.
Knowing Microsoft, this is how it'd be. Yeah, like an Xbox baseball cap at like 100,000 gamer score.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I wouldn't give a shit. Like, I'm sorry, I just wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Like, but if they gave you like a free game, then yeah, I would probably care.
Yeah, but it'd be probably like Cars.
Cars?
You know, the Disney game.
Oh no, I'm talking about maybe an Xbox Live like arcade game. or something.
Okay.
Not like a full-fledged retail game. Like if they gave you like maybe Microsoft points or something.
See, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Like,
well that would encourage that would encourage players to play more Xbox, buy more games, so they can get the gamer scores to receive Microsoft points. That way, the players and Microsoft make out in the end. But you're saying get gamer scores for Avatar clothing.
Dude, I'm just coming up with shit. Okay, I
know. No, I see where you're coming from, but like, I honestly I don't think it worked. No, like I'm not putting your idea down or anything, but I'm just.
We totally went off news and
that's fine.
started about Xbox.
Who cares? This is a general discussion and news segment. This is whatever. Why do you want to get back into news? Because I got some more.
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right. I got a rumor here, so it's not true. Don't take my word for it.
I'll take your word for it.
All right. Okay.
If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna come to your house.
All right. This is
100 and bust your kneecaps with my PS3.
All right. This is 100% concrete rumor news.
How is that concrete then?
It's a joke. It's a goddamn joke.
Take that as a note.
What the fuck? All right. All right. This is a rumor. I'm just going to say that again. Little Big Planet 2 is getting a kart racer with the PlayStation Move wheel.
Oh, I saw that. Saw that. News.
Okay. When Sony embarked on the Play, Create, Share ad campaign, there was of course, a number of games that were tied into the promotion. Games like Little Big Planet, Mod Nation Racers, and Infamous 2. The Mod Nation Racers was obviously the racing game, and more specifically a kart racing game for that ad campaign. Sony has decided to take it to the next step by making Little Big Planet into a kart racing game to sell with its new Move peripheral. Little Big Planet Karting is what it's the rumor name is going to be called, was apparently revealed to some retailers at the Destination PlayStation event. Media Monocle has stated that they are not working on something Little Big Planet related, so serious theorists think that it is more of a United Front game and would essentially be Mod Nation Racers 2 in spirit. Little Big Planet, this name is so hard to say. Little Big Planet Karting will be supported by PlayStation Move Wheel and 3D. So, if you guys want to play Little Big Planet Racing, I'm just going to call it Little Big Planet Racing because it's a lot easier to say than Little Big Planet Karting.
I was about to say, like, Little Big Planet Racing, I was like, that's basically Mod Nation Racers. Like, it's exactly the same.
Oh. That's the rumored name, is Little Big Planet Karting. That is so hard to say, though.
They should call it Mod Nation Racers 2 featuring Little Big Planet. There you go.
Yeah, there
done
you go.
And done.
Or
kind of like
featuring Sackboy.
Yeah, like
it's like Sega All-Star Racing when
Yeah,
they did featuring Banjo-Kazooie, like that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I have all the Little Big Planet games so far, and so far they're kind of like, yeah, they're good, but they're not really that my type of game.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we're going to answer the listener questions right now, and we got one from Mikey's Monarch, and this is an audio question that he sent us, so here we go.
Hi guys, this is Mikey's Monarch, and I was wondering what's your favorite, basically, childhood game that was based off of a TV show. And we all know Technos is this.
I love you. You love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you.
I don't even know if Barney has an actual game, but just thought I'd throw that in there. But now Techno, don't get mad. I know you're probably like, fuck, or like you're pissing off, but we all know you love Barney because Grimace is purple and you're purple too. No, I'm just kidding, giving you a hard time. But in all honesty, we all know Dan loves his Barney, so sorry, Dan, had to get that out there. But yeah, that's basically my question. Bye, guys.
Favorite game based off a childhood TV show?
You know what the first one that comes to mind is a Super Nintendo game. It was Bart's Nightmare.
Yeah, those Bart ones are good.
Where he went to sleep, or like, how did it go? He was in Springfield and like he had to catch Z's or something, but if he fell asleep, he basically like entered into like one of 6 or 7 mini games where you played as like a baby Bart or like a Bartosaurus or like an Itchy and Scratchy type of mini game. That's one of the games that kind of popped in my mind, in my head right now.
Yeah. I guess for me, any of the Ninja Turtle games, like the older ones, like the NES ones, and
Ninja Turtles, yeah.
They're pretty good. That's what I remember fondly from my NES times. So, yeah.
I was going to say the Power Rangers. I only had the Genesis when I was a kid, so I believe that only had the fighting game on it. The fighting game. And I played that for God knows how long. And but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 arcade game was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So any of those two.
I know another one's good. Pokemon. It's easy.
Oh man,
the original ones.
Of course,
based off TV show.
Of course, Pokemon, yeah.
Classic. Pokemon Blue. Pokemon Blue's still my favorite. I'll always love that game. So yeah.
And he asked if Barney ever made a video game? I believe it did. Wasn't it one on the Sega Genesis?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know.
Hold on, I'm gonna Google this shit right now because I think there was. I think it was like some hide and seek whatever. Let me
Oh yeah, that sounds familiar too. He
Barney.
seems like he would have a video game. He's pretty popular for the time.
Yep, here it is. Barney's Hide and Seek for the Sega Genesis. So yeah, there was a Barney game.
Sweet. And Techno has to own it now.
Yep, Techno, buy this thing.
Why?
You
Because
have to. You're Grimace. You're purple.
you're
like
Grimace,
family.
you're purple. Hmm. Buy it.
Yeah, but that'd just be wasting money.
Not if you play it all the time.
I don't want to play it all the time.
I'll send it to you as a gift, and then you have to play it.
You know
No.
what? Hold on. I'm gonna check eBay right now, see what it goes for.
It's an uber rare game for like
It's-
$200.
For like $2.
It's probably like 1,000 of them.
Alright,
Super
hold on.
uber common.
Alright, Barney, Sega Genesis. Check this shit out.
And Techno loves the Genesis, so what's not to love? I mean, come
Yeah.
on. It's a win-win.
Okay, wow. The first one I see is for 99 cents.
Sweet.
You have no excuse. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a lot for Barney, the Bernstein Bears,
Hell yeah.
and
Oh
what's
my
the other one?
gosh, the
Oh, there's one-
Bernstein Bears.
I remember that.
Oh, and Masupalami.
What the hell's that?
Never heard of that.
It was this kind of like yellow bobcat with like this extremely long tail that was on like the Disney afternoon.
There you go. Sounds like a good deal.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
He's like Masupalami. I think that's how the theme song or something.
I don't know. I just don't know
Dude,
anymore.
it's 99 cents with $2 shipping and handling. You have no
That's
excuse.
$2 too much.
That's $2 well spent.
Dude, I'll give you the $2.
I know, I'll send this to you. I'll buy it and ship it to you.
I think I got $2 and change in my pocket. You can have. Let's get.
You gonna send it snail mail?
Yeah. Alright, Mikey's Monarch actually has a couple more questions, but he didn't do audio questions for these. He did written ones. He says, I have a fairly serious question for a change. He asks, why do you game? Is it because you fall in love with the hobby as a kid? Is it because it is still considered a cult activity? Is it because you grant... How the hell... Oh, does it grant you an escape from reality? That's what he asked. Why do you game?
Yes, I agree with a lot of those. I game because, like, I always done this since my childhood, and it's something that's always been a big part of me. Like, I remember when I was a little kid, I'd just spend pretty much all weekend and come home after school and just play video games. And it does, in a sense, like, when I'm really stressed out, like, from the week, it just feels relaxing to just maybe delve into, like, an RPG and, like, engross yourself in that environment, just like escape from your own reality. And there's a lot of games that, were just so much fun, and it makes you just think in a positive attitude. And it's a hobby, so it's a hobby I love to do and I continue doing.
Mm.
And hand-eye coordination. I'm super well good at that.
Is that one of your main focuses of gaming? Is going to improve your eye-hand coordination?
It's proven, though. It's proven that gamers have better hand-eye coordination.
I
than
know
other
it's
people.
proven. I just didn't think that would be one of your main selling points for playing video games.
I'm just messing around with that. But
My answer would be just, why do I game? Because it's fun. I like the games I play. So, and I grew up with some great games on the NES. So I like it because it's fun.
Is it my turn?
no.
No?
Next question.
Yeah, next question.
Aww.
Oh wait, Grimace didn't get to answer. Go.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead, Grimace. Barney.
Well, I'm not Barney, okay? So, just hold it till after I'm done.
Okay.
So, my whole family pretty much games. Like, my mother doesn't now, but she used to. and my grandma still does. And I remember just watching my grandma play Zelda all the way through, like a couple of times a day, playing Dr. Mario and Tetris and Super Mario 3, watching her go through that. And, I just grew up with it, and my dad bought me the Sega Genesis and fell in love with that. Fell in love with Sonic. Not like what you're thinking, though. You
That was
little
with Amy.
perverted.
That was with Amy, not Sonic.
No,
Yeah.
no. God damn it.
Just to get it right. Just to clarify.
I just want to bring this up. I didn't even bring this up. Dan did, so keeping my promise.
Yeah, I know.
But I fully 100% stand behind Dan's comment right now.
My gosh. And then
Way to go, Dan. I fully approve.
Shit. And then once I got older, back in became a teenager, I get pissed off a lot. And then, I just go to Grand Theft Auto and kill some hookers to release my rage. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, next question is from Got Some Games, and he asks, what Square Enix franchise from the 90s would you like to see make a comeback? That's a hard question, because the only game I really know from Square Enix is Final Fantasy, and they're still going.
Dragon Quest.
Well,
Yeah, but they're still going.
they weren't Square Enix.
Well,
90s.
yeah.
They weren't Square Enix throughout all of the 90s, but because that's kind of like the PS1 era and then the Super Nintendo era as well. So, trying to think.
I can't answer this question because the only thing
I have
popped in
no
my head
idea.
is Final Fantasy.
I would say from who was it? Was it Enix or Square? It's Enix, I think. The people, I think it's Enix, the ones who made the Soul Blazer trilogy. That Illusion of Gaia, Soul Blazer, and Terra Enigma. A new one of those, like a top-down dungeon crawler action RPG, almost similar to like the really original Ys 1 and 2, where you just it's top-down and you kind of like just slash your enemies in these dungeons. From a top-down perspective, those are amazing.
Secret of Mana.
Well, they had Dawn of Mana on the PS2, but that's it.
Alright. Techno, help me out. I'm going to say Secrets of Evermore.
Isn't that part of the... Or is that something totally different?
I don't know, but either way, I want a sequel to it.
I would say Square Enix should get behind a new Mario RPG. I love the Super Nintendo one, man. Not that the Paper Marios aren't great. I played them; they're cool, but I want like an all-out, 3D world, Nintendo environment made by Square. So, yeah, I want that high-quality orchestrated music like it's got on the Super Nintendo one, and the beautiful environments, and just the overall attention to detail with all the Mario cameos and the well-written dialogue. Actually, so I want a grander scale than that for like the Wii or something.
I want another Mystic Quest, bitches.
Really? So many people.
Dude, hey, it's a bad game, yes, but
it's easy. It's a simple RPG, so
yeah,
it's fun to play.
See, it's fun to play when you're bored, just like Happy Video Game Nerd said in his review. It's fun if you're lazy and in the mood for that top. And I'm always in the mood because I am lazy.
It doesn't require a lot of effort. It's not a long game, and you can make progress through it pretty fast.
And it has badass music.
Yeah, that it does. I mean, that's something you can never knock any Final Fantasy game for, is the music.
I chose Secrets of Evermore. Final answer. Alright, next question is from Sigata. I hope I'm saying that right. And he asks, who do you think, besides Mario and Sonic, are the best video game company mascots?
I'm biased.
Sparkster.
I'm biased here. Jack Frost for Atlas. How can you not love that evil, kind of creepy guy, but yet he looks so lovable? It's like such a contradiction. Like, he looks scary, he's got like these sharp teeth, and in the games he's a creepy enemy, but he looks so lovable. They make him look so cute.
You gotta send me a picture of this character. I have no idea what you're
I have it
talking
as my
about.
wallpaper right now.
Really? I gotta check this out.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, but what about you guys?
You know what? I already said Final Fantasy for a previous answer, but I would have to go with the Moogle.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, Chocobos.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to ride some of those Chocobos.
Chocobos, the Moogles. Yeah, I would say they're a company mascot, because, yeah. Mega Man's a good one, if you want to go with Capcom. But with that, you could also go with any of the, like Ryu, I guess, for Street Fighter. Like, I know, they're not really company mascots, though, are they?
No.
Oh, Master Chief for Microsoft. He used to be kind of like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Master Chief for Microsoft.
You know, instead of Snake, for Konami, Sparkster. But he's long gone. I'm just thinking of Sega ones. Like Rostar, Vectorman, Alex Kidd.
You know the companies that make those?
They're all Sega. I mean, there's Blue Sky, but I don't think they're around anymore.
Is that it? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not many mascots nowadays. The more it's just like recognizable characters, not like to the status of like a Mario or Sonic. There's nothing like that today, really.
Because Rostar is Sonic Team.
Yeah.
Developer.
Alright, let's see. Next question. Sinister Moon asks, what is the hardest game you've ever played? Jack Frost looks awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, even though he's a disturbing character, actually, but... hardest, it's just so fresh in my mind that I haven't played it for a while, but my god, it really is that hard, and that's Demon Souls. It's a punishing, unforgiving game that'll just hand you your ass on a platter and just, like, kick your ass up constantly over and over, and it'll make you feel really, really weak. But and at the same time, since it's so punishing, it makes you feel like really small and, you know, kind of just like unpowerful. When you actually do finally beat some of the bosses in the game, it's actually extremely rewarding. So, and another one recently that it's a shmup, and it's got to be one of the hardest shmups I've ever played, and that's Dodonpachi Resurrection. It's a bullet hell shmup, but it takes like bullet hell to a whole new level. Like literally, there's points where like there's so many ships and bullets that like it's possible to get like 5,000 hit chains. Like there's that many like enemies that on the screen at once. Like it's insane. It is regarded as one of the hardest shmups Cave has ever made. So even though it's amazing, it's like one of the best ones too. So it's kind of contradictory, but those are the two that are just like so fresh in my mind.
Let's see. For me, I got two games that come to mind. Thor for the Xbox 360, and why it's hard is basically because it's so fucking boring that you honestly don't care that if you beat the guy or not. But when you do like get your ass kicked by like this huge gigantic boss, it just totally pisses you off. And I was actually like playing that game, like I was actually recording that game for Quick Freeze Versus, and it just totally fucking pissed me off. I couldn't play it anymore. So, but another one that kind of comes to mind is Silver Surfer for the NES.
Oh my god.
I literally can't get past the first section in any of the freaking stages you pick. It's too hard.
Yeah. Mine would probably have to be any, no matter if it's on the NES or 360 or PS3, the Ninja Gaiden games. Oh my god. I couldn't beat Ninja Gaiden 1. I've only played Ninja Gaiden 1 on the NES, and Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 on the Xbox. Or 2 is only on 360, so, and I own that and could never beat that, so, yeah. Pisses me off.
Okay, let's see. Next question is from Marco. He says, can you download your podcast on MP3 somewhere, or is it just on YouTube where you guys can listen? And, yeah, you can actually download all our episodes from the averagegamershow.com. You could download it from there, stream it from there. We're also on iTunes. You can download it there. And you could obviously stream it on YouTube, so I don't think you guys have to answer that question, do you?
No.
No, you can't download it. Yep, you can totally download them. They're just right
yeah,
there.
just you can download them off iTunes and the averagegamershow.com. So, let's see. Next question is from Brent, and he asks, 5 questions. He asks, favorite RPG, favorite NES game, favorite Super Nintendo game, favorite game of all time, and favorite Dreamcast game.
Let's break this down here. Let's start with the first one. What's the first?
Alright, first one's favorite RPG.
Okay, easy enough. It's a hard decision because one I'm really fond of for childhood reasons, and one I'm fond of because it really is almost like a masterpiece of an RPG. But I had to go with it. Tales of Vesperia, one of the greatest RPGs. Sadly, no one has ever played, even though it's super cheap for the Xbox 360 and it bombed when it came out. It really is one of the definitive RPGs of the modern gen. It exemplifies everything basically an RPG can do right. Like the characters, they make you fall in love with literally every character. They're so good at like developing their characters, unlike any other series, through some of the like comedic skits, and it's very serious at times. But then it doesn't take itself seriously with the skits, and the in-game battle like dialogue is really hilarious. It gives you a grand sense of adventure, which some RPGs nowadays fail to do. You know, I want to feel like I'm going on a grand adventure, like I'm exploring a massive land, and they do that, and it just gets everything right. It has one of the greatest relationships in like RPG history between Yuri and Flynn, which is probably one of the most dynamic and engaging relationships between two characters in like RPG history for me, just for how contradictive those two are, yet they're so very close to each other, yet so similar, yet they kind of despise each other, but they really hate each other, but they want to love each other because they've been friends for so long. But it's so good. I mean, people, please take the chance. It's super cheap. It's hard to find in stores, but readily available online. So Tales of Vesperia is my favorite RPG.
I'm going to have to go with Shining Force 2 for the Sega Genesis. And this is kind of like, it's a grid-based RPG where you start off as kind of like this, basically like a nobody, and, you know, just like every classic RPG, you know, like it's your destiny to save the world. And basically throughout your adventure, you meet other different characters like with different abilities. Like you come across like from a rat called Slade, and first he becomes like he's a thief, and you can meet like other wizards and other knights, and you can meet like birdmen, and each character has its own different attributes and abilities. Like the birdman can travel farther than, you know, a guy who would be walking on the ground. and then as each character levels up, once they reach level 20, they can be promoted. Like their job class can be promoted, kind of like what Final Fantasy I did for the NES. Taking that Slade character, like I just mentioned, he's a thief, but when you upgrade him to the next class, he becomes like this badass ninja with like magical powers. And your character, he starts out as a swordsman, but once he's upgraded, he becomes the class known as the hero. So me and my brother used to play this game all the time, rent it all the time when we were kids, and what we had the most fun with it was just trying to find all the different characters in the game, because there's a lot of different characters you can recruit in this game. But it's a fantastic, amazing game, and I think it's kind of like on the little pricey side now if you try to go after it on eBay. I'm still looking for it myself. I do have Shining Force 1, but Shining Force 2 is my favorite out of the series. So
Yeah, that's an amazing game.
yeah, I love that game so much.
That's definitely one of the greatest SRPGs ever made. Techno?
I can't.
What's that one on the DS? The one on the DS, Sonic the Dark Brotherhood. The Sonic
I've never played it.
I actually heard it's pretty decent because it was made by a good team, but yeah.
BioWare.
Yeah, so I'm surprised you actually haven't played that yet.
I can't choose. I got like Phantasy Star 2, Phantasy Star 4, Skies of Arcadia, Grandia 2.
That's a good one.
I haven't played the first one because I only have it for Saturn and it's Japanese. And I don't know if you would still classify it, but Advance Wars Days of Ruin on the DS.
Yeah, it's a SRPG.
Yeah, 5. Oh, nope. I don't know. That Skies of Arcadia is really good, but Dragon Quest 9.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I fell in love, like, just picked it up and just, I don't know, just creating your little character and then just going around just beating people's asses and leveling up. That's what I usually do, is just go and level up my character and then turn it off and then come back later and do some more and then, continue story. So yeah. It's Dragon Quest 9.
Awesome. Alright, next one he asked was favorite NES game. Mine's Mega Man 2.
Super Mario Bros. 3.
God damn.
Techno's is Barbie.
No.
Hell yeah.
No.
Yes.
Man, there's so many.
Yeah, Techno loves all the LGN games on there.
Is it the 1, 2, 3 Sesame Street or the ABC
No.
Sesame Street?
No.
Wow.
Not at all. Probably...
Fisher Price Perfect Fit.
Shit. How do you know all these games?
I actually own them.
Why do you own them?
Because I used to have them when I was a kid, and I still have them.
I'm gonna have to say Zelda 1.
That's a good one.
Dun 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 dun.
Alright, next question. Favorite Super Nintendo game?
God damn.
Oh, here we go. Now I can redeem myself from the best RPG. Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Hands down. Easy enough.
Nice. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Donkey Kong Country.
Oh. Oh, man.
Love that
God.
game.
There's just too damn many. I got, like, Donkey Kong Country 2, Secret of Mana, and Super Castlevania 4. I'm going to have to go with Super Castlevania 4 because I can just always slap it in that Super Nintendo and have a grand old time.
Nice. Okay, next one he asked was favorite game of all time. Again, mine's Mega Man 2.
Shit. Oh, I'm dumb. Mine is Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Mhm.
What's yours, Dan?
You know, I'm thinking, like, I'm tempted to say Tales of Vesperia, but I kind of want to go with something more childhood-like.
Is it the Fisher-Price Perfect Fit?
Hey, I don't judge a game until I play it. That's how I am. Who knows? I might like that shit. But, but you know what? Screw it. Like, it means so much to me. I played this game so much as a kid, and the reason I'm picking this over, like, a Tales of Vesperia is it's a great RPG, but, you know, like an RPG, you don't play it, like, all the time. You have to come back to it over time. And
Final Fantasy IX.
no. Just for this game,
Seven?
like, just for this game, there's so much replayability. I pop it in whenever I'm bored. It makes me feel happy. It makes me think of a simpler time. Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. I love it.
Nice. Okay, the last one he asked is his favorite Dreamcast game.
Oh, Grandia 2. That's easy.
Skies of Arcadia. Yours is Power Stone.
Fuck Power Stone.
Man, go
This is
fuck
Sega Bass
yourself.
Fishing. Get it right, okay? Sega Bass Fishing. Seaman.
Dude, I've only played like 3 Sega Dreamcast games in my entire life.
I know. Well, Grandia
And-
2 is like the one I played the longest for a Dreamcast game.
I haven't even played that one that much. I've only played it for about 5 minutes. But the one I played from beginning to end is the only one I could possibly say to answer this question. That's Sonic Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only. I can't say anything else. That's the only one I played for a long period of time. So that's my answer. Okay, next question, Point Blank Games, and he asks, if you have a chance to slap the hell out of a developer, who would it be and why?
Oh,
I'm gonna say Capcom for obvious reasons.
I want to say, just because I hate the way they're going, they're starting to kind of remind me of a Capcom. They're a company that is of great stature, but you know they're not nearly as good as they used to be. Square Enix, there's something off about them ever since they joined a new modern gen, like publishing and making games like Mind Jack and you know all these like weird games that are Infinite Discovery. These really random games, or even 13, where like it could have been so much more polished as an RPG. They're just it feels like they're satisfying basically. They're not like back on the Super Nintendo days or when they're like Square and Enix separately. You know, they were direct competition, so they wanted to make the best games possible. Now, since they're combined, it's like they kind of think of themselves as like a RPG juggernaut, a juggernaut kind of company, and they're like, oh, this game's good enough. I could picture them saying that, like they're in the boardroom talking about a game, and like, this game's good enough, let's publish it, and not saying, is this the best quality we can do with this game. They're a company that seems to settle a lot, so I'd like to slap them around a little.
No, I hear you, man. I think they just announced they're gonna come out with DLC for Final Fantasy XIII-2, and like one of the DLC is gonna be like the ending of the game.
Yeah, that's weird. DLC endings.
Yeah, like I said before, the ending totally fucking pissed me off with Final Fantasy XIII-2, but I really don't want to download DLC just to get a better ending.
probably be one of those two you already mentioned, because I can't really think of anything. Oh, you guys already said why. And it's pretty much the same thing. Their Square Enix isn't fucking, actually trying. And Capcom's being Crapcom. Just being lazy and greedy.
Okay, last question is from Pegasus187. He asks, what's your favorite game franchise on the PlayStation 2?
Wait, what?
What's your favorite game franchise on the PlayStation 2?
Jak and Daxter?
Kingdom Hearts.
I would say I'd go with the Suikoden games that were on the PS2, which was 3 of them, so they were, besides Suikoden 2, they were like the next best ones. Yeah, and the Tales of games on there are pretty good, not the greatest, but they're okay. And Xenosaga is a great series on the PS2.
Alright, so that's all our questions. Yay!
Yay.
So all the people who asked us questions, thank you. We really appreciate it. And send more, because this is actually our favorite, part of the podcast, is answering questions.
And if you want to send audio questions, you can do that too.
Yep. Send them... Where do we send those, Dan?
Yeah, the same places you can send the questions, but preferably our emails. Contact email.
Which is...
pressstarpod@gmail.com.
Yay! There you go.
Yay!
I was trying to get you to say it.
Or you could put it on Mega Upload.
Nah.
Just kidding.
Oh.
I see what you did there. You made a funny.
A funny.
So, about that announcement.
Oh, yeah. Techno and Amy are getting married.
No!
I don't know, I've been holding it in so long, but I just want to congratulate you guys. I just want to congratulate you guys. I need to find you guys a nice gift.
I know. What do you want? What would you guys want for a gift? Probably like a nice Sonic plushie or something.
No.
Yeah.
A blender so I can stick her head in.
Aww, look at it. They already had their first fight.
Like a true couple.
God damn it. What?
Clive broke his rule, didn't he?
I want to know when this all started. Like, what episode? Do you guys remember?
Give me 2 seconds and I'll let you know.
Because it has a title named after...
19.
There you go.
Episode 19, the episode was called Amy is Too Good For You, Techno.
Yeah.
And that's still true.
Well, how was she... how are we getting married then? If she's good to me.
Usually there's 2 rings involved, and then you kiss in the altar, and
you can't deny love. You can't deny love.
I don't...
I think there's a
flower
girl of some sort.
Nope, no more. No more of this stupid shit.
Sonic is Techno's best man.
Oh, you ruined it, man. I was just about to ask him if I could be his best man.
He's got to have Sonic.
Alright. I'll be an usher, I guess.
Sweet.
No, but we actually do have an announcement.
Yeah.
Techno, what is that announcement?
We are going to be live.
Oh my god.
On episode 25.
Yes. Explosions everywhere.
Explosions everywhere!
I don't even remember when that started. We're developing memes, this is a bad thing. But yeah, it'll be on live at twitch.tv. I haven't made the account yet, but it'll be on most likely a Press Start Pod and Twitch TV. And that will be episode 25, so listen to this right now, that's in 2 weeks.
It'll be February 23rd.
Yeah.
That's when it'll be on.
Yeah, so, we'll probably, announce it on our channels and whatnot too, so to get more people to know. And I'll probably go live like a little bit early, so like everyone could just kind of join the chat and get there. Might play some video game music. You could chill out for like an hour, and then we'll start.
Yep. And
Yeah.
what we thought we'll do during the episodes, we'll take random like calls. We'll let random people join in, ask us questions. Say a comment. Give us feedback, stuff like that. Whatever you guys want to talk about, you can guys call us and join us for like a couple of minutes, 5-10 minutes, stuff like that. It'll be fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
So, you could even make fun of techno if you want.
I encourage it.
Yeah, I encourage
It's
it.
too easy.
Yeah. So, so February 23rd is going to be our live episode, so come join us. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yay.
Alright, that's about it, you guys.
Pretty much wraps up this episode.
Episode, what is it, 73?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, something like that.
Pretty close.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's episode 23. I'm only off by 50. But yeah, that was episode 23 of the Press Start podcast, and
A frustrating episode, but it is
very frustrating. Yeah.
Oh my god. Let's hope we don't have to go through that again.
We promise the next episode will be better.
Yeah, and I'll have my...
It better be.
Where can our fine listeners find you, Dan?
Our listeners can find me at youtube.com/nostalgicdan1. You'll find all of my latest videos. I cover a wide range of videos. I'm really random, so definitely check me out there. I also have a Twitter page, which I do update a lot with gaming-related stuff, and that's Nostalgic Dan on Twitter. I have a Facebook page. If you search Nostalgic Dan, you can like my Facebook page there, which I do update pretty regularly. And you can also follow me on twitch.tv/nostalgicdan, where you can watch me play some random games and just come in and chat with some awesome gamers and have a good fun time. So that is where our listeners can find me. What about you, Clive?
Well, they can find me on YouTube as QuickFreeze4, and that's the number 4. You could also find me on Facebook. If you search for Quick Freeze's Game Room, you can like me on there. I do updates on my videos and, what we're doing for the Press Start podcast. So, yeah, that's where you can find me. What about you, Techno? Where can they find you?
Well, they can find me at youtube.com/MrTechnoSqueek. It's 2 E's, not E and an A, like most people would think. And I'm on Twitter. It's same thing. So yeah, if you want to follow me there, you can. That's it for me.
Sweet. And for you guys listening to this podcast, obviously you could find us on YouTube as Press Start Pod. You can find us on iTunes if you search for Press Start Podcast. And you can find us on the AverageGamershow.com. We have episodes on there put up by Cody, Don Raiden, and you can actually listen to them there, or you can download them as well. And if you guys have any future questions for any future episodes, you can email us at pressstartpod@gmail.com, and we will answer them for the next available episode.
So yeah, thank you for listening, guys.
And
bye.
Bye,
Thank
you guys.
Till next
Bye.
time, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, and tomorrow's My Little Pony Marathon, just to let you know.
You don't have to know.
Ah,
That's unimportant information.
that'll be edited out.
Good.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye. I love you too.
Seriously, My Little Pony.